Hi, it's Myrek from Charge Now. In today's news time, we are going to talk about a historic moment. Tesla has just announced it has reached its 500,000 production and delivery goal. The press release goes. In 2020, we produced and delivered 500,000 vehicles, in line with our most recent guidance. In addition, Model Y production in Shanghai has begun, with deliveries expected to begin shortly. Excuse me, but I simply have to do a celebration dance. To commemorate the event, Elon posted the following tweet to thank the employees for achieving this amazing milestone, and the tweet goes, "So proud of the Tesla team for achieving this major milestone. At the start of Tesla, I thought we had optimistically a 10% chance of surviving at all." Okay, I know it's less than 500,000 delivered, but to be exact, it's 499,550 delivered and almost 510,000 produced. But Tesla, unlike other older manufacturers, only counts a vehicle to be sold once it's in the hands of its customer and all the paperwork is done. Legacy automakers count their vehicles to be delivered and sold right away as it reaches a dealer. This means they basically inflate their numbers, and they would claim they sold 509,000 vehicles. There's one more thing to point out, and it's the following. Our delivery count should be viewed as slightly conservative, as we only count the car as delivered if it's transferred to the customer and all paperwork is correct. Final numbers could vary up to 0.5% or more. This basically means that until the Q4 earnings announcement, this number could as well be over 500,000 vehicles delivered. And in the past 2 years, this was indeed the case, and the final numbers varied by 100 to 300 vehicles. Now, I know that this time it's 450 vehicles, but I think there's absolutely a chance of this happening. Also, we need to remember Tesla's Fremont factory, where they produce the majority of their vehicles, has been shut down from the end of March to early May. And that's almost a month worth of production. And I'm fairly confident if it wasn't for the shutdown, we would produce about 560,000 vehicles in 2020. And if we take into account there were safety measures applied due to the pandemic, and it was definitely complicated to plan how many workers can we count on, at least in the beginning of all of this. And I'm not trying to say that these measures were wrong. I think that the final production number for 2020 would be closer to 600,000 vehicles produced. It's still hard to believe that Tesla was only producing a few thousand vehicles back in 2013 when they were beginning with Model S, and a few years later they're producing these numbers when all the experts and analysts were saying that there's no demand for EVs and Tesla can't produce any real numbers, and look at it now. Yet, for example, in 2017, they were able to exceed their delivery guidance of 100,000 vehicles for that year and delivered 101,312 Model S and Model X vehicles. This was the first historic milestone. It's impressive that back in 2015, during the investors' call, Elon predicted 500,000 vehicles produced in 2020. I do remain confident about 500,000 cars in 2020 and maybe being able to exceed that. That's 5 years from now. If you go 5 years in the past for Tesla, we were producing 600 cars per year. Now we can produce 600 cars in 3 days. So I think going from here to 500,000 cars a year is a much smaller leap. And as you may know, Elon also pointed out this number in now very popular Fox News interview.
I feel fairly comfortable with where things are headed for this quarter.
You've got some analysts, for example, the Deutsche Bank analyst, and he really, a lot of these guys are very bullish on it, and they predict that you would get about, I guess, 100,000 in sales by 27 days. What can we eventually expect when it comes to ramping up with the Gigafactory in place, the number of Teslas that you push off the assembly line?
Well, I feel comfortable that we'll be able to achieve at least 500,000 cars a year by 2020. Maybe we can do a bit sooner than that, but I think that's what I feel comfortable predicting.
I'm pretty sure that the overall achievement of Tesla will be overlooked by mainstream media, as it always is, and they will only point out that Tesla fell short of their goal by 450 vehicles, which is basically nothing, overlooking the fact that legacy automakers would count their production as sales. It often happens that analysts with a limited scope only look at quarter set of data and miss the overall picture. Okay, so what about this year? What about 2021? What numbers can we expect? So let's conjecture based on Tesla's Q3 2020 report. Fremont has a capacity of 600k already. Shanghai is at 250k for the Model 3, and that was prior to the Model Y lines being installed. They plan to reach about 500k for Model 3 and Model Y in Shanghai. Now, there's the Giga Berlin, which should start its operations this year and slowly ramp up the Model Y production. Same possibly goes for the Giga Texas. I think it would be extremely difficult for Tesla to reach 1 million vehicles produced in 2021, but realistically I think they would be able to reach 900,000 vehicles produced. I encourage you to take a look at Hypercharts, created by a great guy and his team, Gary Russell. He also has a YouTube channel called Hyperchange. He has these data compiled into very informative charts, and not just for Tesla but for other companies like Apple, Amazon, Adobe, eBay and others. Really amazing source of information. If we choose Tesla, there's all this data on vehicles delivered, revenue segments, revenue and operating income, and so on. It goes really deep and provides this all in one place, and mostly for free. But why I'm showing you this is the community forecast feature. I'll choose Galley and annual estimates. As you can see, his estimate for 2020 was almost spot on, and for 2021 he estimates 935k total vehicles delivered. This may change a little bit, since he revises his estimates to be more precise as we get more data throughout the year. But all in all, it goes with my earlier expectation of at least 900k for 2021. 2021 will definitely be an exciting year for Tesla, but what I think the real fun will start in 2020 and Tesla will just go vertical right to Mars. That pretty much wraps it up. Thank you very much for watching. If you liked the video and found it interesting, please give me a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. And you are free to leave any comment or suggestion. I'll be happy to read those, and see you in the next video. Have a lovely day.